almost there. That nightmare again. I need a drink.
Und damit hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu Call of Cthulhu. Pierce kriegt keinen Drink. Immer noch. Wir waren zuletzt. Ja, wir stehen geblieben. Du machst das wieder aus. Die Leiter. Okay, dann würden wir mal runtergehen. Mit der mysteriösen Frau reden. Ach, Coldren ist das. Ah. Nein, ich trinke nicht. Mit dir rede ich gleich, ja? Erst mit ihr. Wenn es gehen würde. Dr. Coldren, ich möchte mit Ihnen reden.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Super.
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
Ich habe nur schlecht geschlafen.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
Sarah Hawkins war das Opfer des Kults. Können wir das denn schon auswählen? Nein, geht noch nicht. Vielleicht habe ich eine Spur, mit Bradley sprechen, mit Coldren sprechen, was ich leiden musste. Ich habe Leichen gesehen.
Seems to be leaving a trail of corpses. Not to mention those strange machines, chains and tools of all kind.
Yes. I've been telling you that Fuller uses his patients as guinea pigs.
What I saw was more akin to torture than medicine.
Do you even hear what you're saying? Dr. Fuller is highly respected.
It's the truth, Ethan. And I'll prove it to you. I'm listening, Mr. Pierce.
Es ist wahr. Wir wussten es, aber wann werden mal nicht Experimente an Leuten durchgeführt? Sagt mir ein Arzt, wo es nicht so war.
Given the energy he pours into Riverside, I presume it was Fuller's creation.
His father's, to be correct. He was a surgeon on board the Scylla. He founded the hospital in 1904 with funds from the Hawkins family before he died and his son Thomas Fuller took over.
Two families inextricably linked.
Most island families are that way. Captain Fitzroy's father was also a seaman aboard the Scylla.
Powerful families dominating everything.
Yes, and as you could tell, Dr. Fuller is like some crazed emperor.
He wouldn't be happy if he knew we were snooping around.
I know the risks. I don't fear him. Do you wish to know anything else?
Ja, wenn man lang mit ihm zusammenarbeitet, fürchtet man sich irgendwann nicht mehr davor. Das war's, Dankeschön. Jetzt mit Bradley. Sie und Dr. Coldren. Geht nicht. Sie sollten tot sein. Ja.
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins survived the fire.
I don't understand.
Wie auch immer.
Mr. Hawkins was buried.
That's what he would have you believe.
I have a hard time believing you.
You were there, Bradley. You even opened fire on him.
I'd remember that.
Why would he fake his own death? Do you think he covered up his wife's murder?
That's possible.
Seems hard to swallow. Don't you have anything more concrete, Pierce?
Wir haben das gefunden.
I
Warum
found a
heißt es?
Darkwater PD badge. Lost a colleague recently?
What the?
Bradley.
Ethan?
I'm all right. I just had a... It's gone.
You're sure?
If it's important, it'll come back. But I can't explain why Dr. Fuller would have that badge.
The man's a danger, believe me.
What can we do, Pierce?
Glaubt uns nicht.
Bradley, what do you remember?
I don't understand your question.
The night we went into the Hawkins mansion. You don't seem to remember the tunnels and what occurred there.
No memory of going down any tunnel. No, we were in the manor, then,
Then what?
The rest
Ja.
is quite blurry. I don't recall how I came back home.
And then?
I went to visit you at the hospital and called on Marie's help to get you released.
And you don't remember the events of the tunnel?
I don't. Let's talk about something else.
Da will ich darüber reden. Weil er sich nicht erinnert. Wir sind bei, wie heißt das denn noch? X-Faktor. Alle vergessen, was passiert war.
I have flashbacks. They haunt me.
What did they do to you?
There was that Dr. Fuller and a nurse. Blood everywhere. My legs, the pain, I couldn't bear it. I was screaming. They injected me with something. I woke up at the institute. Bradley was there.
And how you scared us. You seemed demented.
So ließ Dr. Fuller mich aussehen.
No wonder those memories haunt you. What in God's name were they doing to you?
What happened afterwards?
When I woke up the second time, I was in a padded cell. That's where you found me, Doctor. After you released me, I got a good look at what's in store for the patients of the Riverside Institute. Hallucinogenic gas pumped into the cells. An infernal machine. Horrific medical experiments.
Impossible. Dr. Fuller would never do such a thing.
You should believe it, Ethan. What Mr. Pierce saw is precisely what I've been trying to prove. Did you discover anything else?
Ja, vielleicht haben wir eine Spur. Das bleibt als alles übrig.
Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah
Der
Hawkins.
Keller ist immer ganz gefährlich.
And that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
Er nannte ihn Schlurfer.
I didn't see what, but something was there with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
Sollten wir ihm ihr die Wahrheit sagen?
He's right. We can't ignore the truth.
But it could drive her mad.
Better madness than ignorance. Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
Wir versuchen's. Kann ich jetzt mit ihr reden?
Let us go now and learn the truth about what's happening on this island.
Ja, okay. Finden wir raus, was abgeht. Aber vorher... Nein? So. Das ist jetzt auch schon lange nicht mehr gespielt. Können wir denn? Geht nicht. Gut. Was? Vielleicht Okay, geht nur so. Schade eigentlich. Stärke hätte ich auch noch. Egal, das haben wir jetzt schon auf 70%. Speichern. Yes. Trinken tun wir nix. Das Klavier ist immer noch hin. Genau. Aber eigentlich... Ach, wir können sogar zwischen Wein und Whisky? Ja, sieht so stark nach Whisky aus entscheiden. Aber wir trinken nix. Gedrückt halten. Ich lern's nie.